Anyway, well, thank you very much for this. I think that it's important for my students and for all of us to understand the persistence of the forces that will continue to deny Sally Hemings her voice and will continue to deny her humanity. And by extension, the humanity of enslaved women. That enslaver mindset is alive and well, and trying to see where our storytelling can go to get that to be an accurate, authentic representation. Island Girl in Manhattan is one of my favorite creators on here, and she does a lot of great content, particularly about Jamaica, which is where she's from. And she asked me a question about, well, is there anything even close to Sally Hemings' voice? The closest thing to Sally Hemings' voice is you, right? It's Shannon Lanier. It's these descendants of Sally Hemings, whom we can boost today, who we can give voice to today. That's why when I responded to her, what I recommended was the memoirs of Madison Hemings, and I'm sure they're available online, but they're in Appendix B of Annette Gordon Reed's first book, Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings: An American Controversy, which I'm sure you know, but maybe other people don't. This is the book that kicked off everything. Well, in a sense, but we can get to the rest later in a second. But it is this idea that these people will continue to deny their humanity. Why to deny Sally's humanity? Because it's easier to deny the humanity of people of color to others today. And so I was thinking about this last night and this morning. This obviously has been a theme for the week, but about how actually it is not difficult to understand Sally's world. When you have the Andrew Tates and the Joe Rogan boys and those kind of folks of the world who look at women the way they do, and the incels and all of these just vacuous morons, but you've got these people and you know that they're out there, this toxic masculinity. Now, put them in a context in which they own women. Done. There are no limits. There is only either the actuality or the continued threat of sexual exploitation. That's it. You don't have to imagine it. They tell you. And so people are putting Thomas Jefferson beyond that, when here's living proof of that's not the case. And to articulate in any way that there is anything but navigating horror for Sally. That the remarkable thing is her presence of mind too, and to me this is the crux of it. But I'm not her descendant. You have to tell me. Is that she was her best abolitionist, right? Is that she could in fact act to set all of her children free. She could abolish slavery for them. Thomas Jefferson, absolutely positively against abolition. He can say on one hand that he's against slavery, but he like all the rest of the patriots, opposed abolition of slavery. That's the crux. Sally could, as a 15-year-old, have the presence of mind to abolish slavery for the children that she knows are coming. But she could abolish slavery for them. And that's one of the great things about reading Madison Hemings' memoirs, and why it's so valuable that we can start with the biography of Thomas Jefferson by Fawn Brodie that is the first one to take seriously the relationship. It takes us until the 1970s for a white historian will say the effing words, right? And that's Fawn Brodie. And then to go from there to Barbara Chase Ribot and to her novel about Sally Hemings, based upon what little we knew. And so she could write a novel there. She could give her voice. And then you have Annette come along 15 years later, to do all of this research, but to start with Madison Hemings' words and to take Madison Hemings' words and to recognize that he's the one who talks about this agreement between the treaty at his words, of actually knowing his mother, of actually taking it from her mouth, the treaty and her reliance on Jefferson to hold that treaty that those children would be free. And then to take that into the historical record and know that these are the only people Jefferson ever set free. Ever. That part is absolutely backed up by the historical record. And then if that is, then the rest of it has to be given a lot more credence. History is about story. It's about storytelling. It's about making meaning. And public history is about restoring those voices. It's about restoring Sally's, getting as closest to it as we can, to people like Madison, taking her experience seriously within that context, that, as I keep saying, that navigation of horror, and then making sure that we're hearing the voices of descendants like you. So I very, very much appreciate this. Thank you.